This is the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Scoop Slam Podcast. We're scooping it, we're slamming it, and we're leading the way for the past week. We're going to be reviewing some SmackDown, LA Knight, and the Bloodline. We were there live, so we've got some interesting comments. AEW Collision from Saturday night, and we will be at Collision this Saturday, so we'll have some more comments next week about that and what we're looking forward to. Before we go, NXT Great American Bash and a little bit of Dynamite. Before we get too far into it, though, let me introduce my co-host. He was searched by federal investigators, and he got subpoenaed like old Marsha. It's Ryan.
Yo, Micah, ready to scoop it, slam it. We got a packed show, man. Just ready to get into it, man.
It's a good one. It's been a good week. We had a good Friday night, good trip. The Big Easy was okay to us.
Dirty. The Big Easy was dirty.
Yeah, a certain smell was emanating from it.
And a lot of trash. A lot of trash.
Yeah, but not in the ring. Not in the ring, though.
No. We almost got stabbed.
And we got swindled by a waiter.
We did. A fast-talking waiter. He hoodooed us, man. He hornswoggled us.
And it wasn't even, and the food was not even that great.
Mid. What MJF said that the Skyline chili was mid. No, let me tell you something. New Orleans gumbo is mid. That's all I got to say about that.
Maybe we need to try it from somewhere else. So send us some recommendations. I don't know. It was just okay.
Oh, I don't plan on ever coming back to New Orleans, so you will be visiting there alone, Micah.
You're right about that. But this weekend, like I said, we're going to be in Greenville, South Carolina. So they call us the Million Mile Podcast because we're going all over the place.
Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, I've never been before. I've only driven through South Carolina when we took a trip to DC, like when I was in school. So I don't really know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, I thought it was Greensboro. I never heard of Greenville, South Carolina.
Me either. And I mixed them up when we were on the car ride to SmackDown. I was telling you that it was Greensboro, but that's next week's show. And Greensboro is like another 4 hours away.
Yeah,
so I was like,
going there. Nah. We might well went to SummerSlam at that point.
Yeah, heck no. But hopefully they bring the Royal Rumble banking on.
I'll be there.
Oh, we were going to get sports entertained, that's for sure.
I do a run in.
Hit the ring. Hit my music. But before we get too far into the show and into our reviews, we've got a personal favorite segment of the Scoop Slam Podcast, or at least for me. It's trivia time for the trivia master, the historian of the Scoop Slam Podcast. Ryan, you're 2 for 2 so far. I got you another one today.
All right. What we got?
This one's a little tough. You just have to name the wrestler that has fulfilled this category. You've got 5 minutes. There's 20 of them. I'm going to read the categories off. You got to give me a wrestler who has achieved these accolades or has done this in their career. So,
Gotcha.
Probably your toughest one yet, but I think the last 2 have been too easy for you.
Yeah, that was light work. Let's see, man. Let's see.
All right. So to start us off, name a wrestler who has main evented WrestleMania and Starrcade.
Oh, boy. Roddy Piper.
Okay. That was not who I thought. Has entered first and last in a Royal Rumble.
First and last? I'm going Triple H. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you got it right. It just popped up a weird, like the wrong name. Like it popped up Ted DiBiase when I typed in Triple H. I don't understand. So let me.
Michael, what kind of website are you using, man?
Look, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get these technical difficulties under wraps. I've had them 2 weeks in a row now. All right, so you
They
get
have
a 30
reputation,
second.
though.
Well, you got a 30-second extension. So now we're on to the
Okay.
third one, and I'll clip this all together. Has a
All right.
one-word name and has held the hardcore title.
Gold Dust.
See, survey says that's right. Has defeated Vince McMahon in a singles match.
Steve Austin.
Pretty easy. All right. Next one is has held the ECW and WWE.
Say ECW and WWE title?
Yes.
Oh, CM Punk.
Interesting. I thought you were going to go with a candidate for later that we're going to talk about. Has wrestled in 3 decades of WrestleManias.
3 decades of WrestleMania. Triple H.
2 times. Has won a tag team title with Kane.
Undertaker.
I thought you were going to say that one for the Mania too. Has won a WCW or WWFE heavyweight title and has been managed by Bobby Heenan. Almost said Bobby Eaton.
Wait, whoa. Read that again. Read that again.
Has won a WCW or WWF/E heavyweight title and has been managed by Bobby Heenan.
Oh, okay. Andre the Giant?
I don't think he wanted. Yeah, no, he didn't win the WCW title.
You said both or just either or?
It is or, but I don't think he officially won it.
He won it from nefarious means, and he sold it to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and then got vacated. That don't count?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. It wanted me to type the Giant. Typically, it'll just take the first name. So you're right. Okay. Next up, has won the women's and hardcore or cruiserweight title.
Jacqueline.
I gotta think how to spell that right. All right. Next up is has defeated Goldberg in a singles match and isn't Kevin Nash.
Triple H.
Yep.
Isn't Kevin Nash. Okay. All
Hey,
right.
I mean, it was on the category. I had to read it off. Next
I guess
up,
I could have put.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. My bad.
Next up is has been a regular tag team partner of Haku.
Oh my God. Harley Race.
Okay. Wow, you pulled one off that I didn't even know.
So deep for that one.
No, that is not right, actually.
No?
Nope.
Wow. Oh man.
You got a minute and a half.
Haku Rikishi.
Rikishi. Yep, okay. Has won a King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, and heavyweight title.
Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Okay, next up is has won an Iron Man match and isn't Shawn Michaels.
Triple H.
He's been a steady candidate here. Has won TNA's Triple Crown.
Jeff Jarrett. No, no, I don't think that's AJ Styles. AJ Styles.
Yeah, Jeff didn't trigger. Yep. Has won both WWE Women's and TNA Knockout titles.
Mickie James.
Okay. Has lost in the opening round of the WrestleMania 4 tournament.
My God. Oh my. Ooh boy.
30 seconds. Well, I'll give you an extension. You got a minute.
Wait a minute. 85, 86. Ooh, it's Jake Roberts.
Let's try it. No.
My God, let's skip that one. Skip that one.
Okay. Let's see.
How many we got left? Jeez.
30 seconds. has held the WCW TV title and never wrestled in WWF/E.
Skip that one. Skip that one.
Okay. Next up, we has been in War Games and an Elimination Chamber. 15.
Booker T.
Has failed to body slam Yokozuna on the USS Intrepid. Yes.
Lex Luger did.
Yes.
I thought he did.
Oh, wait, no. Okay,
Yeah.
I was wrong.
You said failed. I don't know. Skip.
Okay, time's up. As dated CM Punk is the last category.
Oh, God. Maria?
Yep. Ask Brian Alvarez about that one. That one wasn't as smooth. You missed a couple categories. Has failed to body slam Yokozuna. Never. Or opening round of the WrestleMania 4 tournament. And failed to body slam Yokozuna.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea who was in that WrestleMania. Well, I know who was in the WrestleMania 4 tournament, but bro, it was a lot of matches on that tournament. I don't remember.
I didn't even remember the tournament of it, honestly.
It was in Trump Plaza. I think Macho Man won the tournament.
And see, it won't tell me all the answers on here. It only tells me one name. And I can't even click into it, so.
What kind of website you're in, Mike?
I don't know. It's Sporkle.
Sporkle.
Yeah. You couldn't make it this time.
Oh.
Maybe I'll give you an easier one next week. How about that?
Yeah, and don't ruin my clock. You put the screw job on me, man.
What? How?
Man, you ran up my clock. You ran up my time.
How did I run up your clock?
Look, man, all I know is we had to take a brief moment to pause, and it ruined my momentum. I was on a roll.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do another one then to make up for it?
Can we do a quick one?
Let's see, a quick one. Can we find one?
Can we get a quick one? Yeah. For the people, Micah. For the people.
Okay, this should be pretty quick. 4 minutes is the first world title. It's where did they win their first world title? WWE, WCW, TNA, or ECW? You got 4 minutes and there's 24 wrestlers to guess from.
Jesus. Okay.
All right, starting out, Lex Luger.
WCW.
Yep. Rhino.
ECW.
Yep. Chris Jericho.
WWE.
Yep. AJ Styles.
TNA.
Ken Shamrock.
TNA.
Eddie Guerrero.
WWE.
Christian.
TNA.
Booker T.
WCW.
Jeff Jarrett.
WCW.
Rey Mysterio.
WWE.
Mike Awesome.
Oh, ECW.
Rob Van Dam.
WWE.
Yep. Bubba Ray Dudley.
TNA.
Yeah. Wow. 2013. Yeah. Shane Douglas.
Oh, ECW.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
He won the world title?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess ECW, but I don't remember that.
Yep, that was right. Chris Benoit.
WCW.
Raven.
ECW.
Taz.
Oh, ECW.
R-Truth.
TNA.
Sid.
WWE.
All right. Big Show.
WCW.
Mr. Anderson.
TNA. Mr. Anderson.
Scott Steiner.
Right. WCW.
And lastly, Jeffrey Nero Hardy.
Wait a minute. I go WWE.
Yep, you're right. 2008. He
Yeah.
won the TNA title when he came back this time.
It came back the second time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was trying to remember. I'm like, I think he did have a stint in TNA in like '04, but I don't remember him winning anything.
Mm. Well, you redeemed yourself a little bit, and you can't say that I screwed you
Yeah.
on that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're just gonna cut out that other part.
Oh,
You
no,
can put
no,
the
no. We're
screws
leaving
to
it
me.
in.
You put the screws to me, Micah.
I don't know about that. Well,
Ring the bell, man.
we almost got the shiv put to us in New Orleans.
Oh God, that was you. That
Well,
was you.
I was just trying to be a good Samaritan and talk to a gentleman who he had some words to say. They weren't all understandable, but they were words.
Yeah, he said something.
Well, as we said earlier, we were there live for SmackDown, and in the ring to start us off was main event Jey Uso City, and he
Whoa,
had
whoa, whoa,
something to
whoa, whoa,
say.
whoa! Pause.
Oh, am I?
You mean Rick Boogs was the first guy we saw?
Oh God, monster
How could I
pop
forget?
from the lady next to us.
She was a huge Rick Boogs fan. That was the loudest she was all night. Rick Boogs, he is jacked.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think TV does him justice. He's a mountain of a man.
It just kills me because if it was 1989, he'd probably be the biggest guy in the in the whole company.
He got some charisma, man. He just does a lot of that goofy stuff, which I can't see him being the main event of WrestleMania doing goofy stuff like that.
I think that's his downfall. But other than that, I mean, his work to me isn't bad. He's
Yeah.
he's okay in the ring. He's jacked to the gills, but I don't know. Maybe he needs a manager or something. But they don't have any managers. But
I mean, he could talk. He just like says funny stuff, man. He's not really serious.
maybe a heel turn. You think that would?
Yeah, and some different gear. You're gonna need some different gear.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not a big fan of the singlet look. I don't know.
I don't hate the singlet. It's more of the tassels. I don't think it works in today's day and age.
Looks like Warrior.
Yeah. Like in the 80s, sure. Now, I don't know. It's the same way I think heel and face it's just different these days. Like, people don't necessarily gravitate as much towards an ultra baby face. I mean, Cody is probably the only one, but typically guys who are like, the white meat John Cena-esque baby faces aren't as over now as they were then. I think the NWO truly that.
Yeah, and another thing, man, when in WWE, if you get pigeonholed into that entertaining, goofy stuff, it's hard to get yourself out of it. I mean, can you name a guy that did goofy stuff and then just became a main eventer?
Kurt Angle?
I don't think he was doing like goofy stuff like that. I mean, he was pretty much treated as a big deal the moment he debuted.
I mean, yeah, that's true. He's the
And
first one that
pedigree. He had a pedigree of being an Olympic gold medalist too.
Yeah. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Drew?
Oh, man.
But Drew left. I mean, he didn't come
Yeah.
in like that, but eventually.
That's a good one though. Yeah, he did redeem himself. But you think like R-Truth, like Santino Marella, Brodus Clay, those type of guys that were doing comedy stuff, they never could. Like Cody Rhodes, when he was Stardust, man, doing the goofy stuff, he had to leave. He had to get away from the company to redeem himself.
Same with Drew.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, it's just hard. It's hard, man, when you get in that comedy stuff, that entertainment BS that WWE sometimes puts their guys in.
Well, because how can you convince me a guy who was 3 months ago,
Playing air guitar?
Yeah, or playing with dolls or something like that, they get random kicks that they think is funny. You can't convince me that he can be in there with Roman Reigns. That's just not feasible.
Yeah.
But
hard to buy it.
Yeah, and anyways, Boogs faced
Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes, yeah, the GameStop stockbroker.
Come on, man. I wish he still did that.
I didn't see his NXT stuff, so I'll take your word for it that it was good.
Bro, Ted DiBiase came out of retirement and brought back the $1 million championship for him and LA Knight to feud over. It was some really good stuff, man.
Well, I think didn't he pick up the win? I honestly don't remember the dark match.
Oh, you weren't even watching it?
No,
come on, man.
I was watching, it just didn't stick.
Oh man, Cameron Grimes won with the cave in.
That's a nasty move. I don't know how they do that without killing each other, like Finn with the coup de grace.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be taking it, me personally.
No.
But after that, we were graced with the presence of main event Jey Uso in the ring, but he didn't get to say a whole lot because then the Tribal Chief came out and the place went nuts. Everybody stood up. We stood up. You know, we had to acknowledge our chief.
Of course. We drove 5 hours to acknowledge him.
Yep. And we were not sure if he was going to be there about an hour into our drive, and I was going to be pretty pissed, but...
Yeah, they didn't advertise until... They advertised them months ago, but they didn't do it the day of the show, which was weird.
I still don't understand why they would do that, but, I mean, hey, it ended up fine, so who cares?
Yeah.
But
the energy in the arena changed when he came out, though.
Yeah, and it was a good house too. There was a couple like little spots here and there that weren't maxed out, but for the most part, it was pretty full. I think the only spot was like straight across from us on the hard cam side, like closer to the stage, and then like the upper deck of the hard cam side was the only thing that I didn't see people pretty much all in.
No pun intended. But, bro, I mean, they probably would have sold some more tickets if they would have advertised Roman Reigns, but whatever, I guess.
Well, you know, we don't book the houses. We just drive a couple hours to be in them.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think it was a good segment to start out the show. You know, some people get pissed that the segments are just talking or, you know, it's the same thing every week. It's a lot more tolerable when you're there. I don't know how to explain it. Though there was a guy a couple rows above us that was, God, he was just complaining the whole time about them being in the ring talking. That was what I was there for. I wanted to see the bloodline.
Exactly. I feel like they paced the show a lot better too. Like I remember that Raw we went to. That was it was a lot of standing around for that Raw.
Yeah. Hour-long tag team turmoil match. But
it felt like it too.
And then again, I mean, it is a 2-hour show, so they have that to, you know, or they have that going for them. But I can say we went to that Raw in January, right before the Royal Rumble. And this SmackDown and that Raw are night and day. People at that Raw did not care. They were just there because it was WWE. The house wasn't really great. Yeah, I mean, like Otis got the biggest pop. No disrespect to Otis, but like that just shows you the people were there to just, you know, take their kids to watch WWE. Nah, this arena in New Orleans last Friday night was packed full of people who were watching the product, wanted to be there, and were having a good time. And we'll get to why I know that they are current fans and are invested in the product in our next little spot about SmackDown. But a really good opening segment, and Roman's presence, to me, as soon as he came out the entrance, it just, like I said, the whole arena changed. It felt like a a megastar was out there.
Yeah. Whoa. We're going to see a megastar later. I don't know if we can call Roman a megastar.
Well, anyways, following the Bloodline saga to open up the show was Rey versus Santos Escobar for the
Boring.
number one contendership match. Obviously, it ended a little abruptly, but I remember me and you were talking. It felt like it never got started.
No, it was like they were in first gear all match. And then Santos, poor Santos, man. Came out, no reaction at all. Like, bro, how did Cameron Grimes get a bigger reaction than Santos Escobar? Are they doing something wrong, Micah, with him?
I mean, I haven't been really intently watching him on SmackDown. The only thing I kind of thought about was, I don't know how big the Hispanic population is in New Orleans. I'm not saying that's completely what he appeals to, because I like Santos. I'm not Hispanic.
I do too. Oh, you like him, huh? You didn't make no noise when he came out.
Well, yeah.
Scrolling on your phone.
I had to save my pop for another character who was going to come out a little later, but I do like Santos. But I think maybe it just wasn't the right demographic. I don't know.
I feel bad for him. Ray got a pretty good reaction.
Well, that's because Ray's a legend. Everybody knows Ray.
Yeah. Where was the LWO? Where was Zelina and the other gentlemen? I don't remember their names, but where were they at? Were they there?
Well, maybe if you called his name out.
Raul Mendoza and I don't remember the other guy, man. You know those guys.
Those jabronis.
Yeah, the tag-alongs to the LWO. I don't remember their names.
I would have thought they would have been at ringside or something.
No, they weren't there.
I mean, I wasn't necessarily missing them, but maybe they could have added something to the match.
But they don't accompany him to the ring anymore.
Not at all?
I ain't seen them, man.
You know, now that you mention that, I don't recall seeing them on SmackDown in a pretty good while.
Exactly. Maybe they'll be in backstage segments with him, but they don't really come out to the ring. Maybe that has something to do with him being babyface, and they don't want the babyface to have a manager at ringside. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, but they could at least have him walk out with them at the entranceway.
Yeah. I mean, I would have. It adds more when they're there, but what do I know?
Well, regardless, the match never really picked up, and then the ending was very abrupt.
Flat.
I haven't really dug into the subject, but I think Ray's injury was at a shoot. We didn't know from where we were, because it kind of looked like they were milking it, because it was during commercial break.
Yeah.
And I thought they were milking it, and he was going to, get back up and be this resilient. Straight called it off. And the crowd didn't know how to feel about it either. I don't know how it came across on TV, but the whole match just felt bleh.
Yeah. Man, the arena was confused. People were confused, and they brought the doctor out during commercial break to check on Ray. And people thought, oh, it's got to be at work. They would throw up the X if it was real. You got smart fans all around us saying stuff like that. So we didn't know what the heck was going on, man. And then finally it ends. But then Ray gets up and goes over there to shake Santos' hand. Like, dang, if he was okay to go shake his hand, he couldn't have finished the match?
Well, maybe he didn't want to hit his head any worse.
I don't know, man. Just felt weird. I don't know if that was on TV or not, but I didn't like that.
I still don't know. I feel like something would have came out saying Ray was really injured at SmackDown.
They said it was concussion protocols.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I mean, Ray is older and you want to be safe, but it just really Especially after the
Nah,
Bloodline segment, it really sucked the
nah,
energy out of the crowd.
nah, bro. Man, keep on going, man. You gonna get the concussion worse. Come on now. Thug it out, Ray. Ray could have done it.
Well, next
You remember
up,
when he got no, no, hold on. You remember when he got his eye popped out by Seth? He was back the next week.
when Great
So I expect
Khali.
to see him. Yeah, when Great Khali squished his hair, he was back a couple weeks later. But when Seth poked his eye out, man, he rejuvenated his eye, and then nothing happened the next week. So I expect to see him on SmackDown next week.
That's the powers of the Performance Center, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, right, Mike.
yeah, they got ultra
Okay.
healing rate in there. You didn't know that?
I know it's dangerous out there. I don't know about the healing
No, no, no,
process.
that's just the parking lot. The
Oh
inside
yeah,
of the
yeah.
Performance Center is good to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got a point.
Well, speaking of somebody who's graduated from the Performance Center, one Mr. LA Knight was up next. But before we got to him, people that should have stayed at the Performance Center, Hit Row came out to an
Oh, come on.
absolute negative reaction.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. They got a positive reaction from us, man. What do you mean?
What do you mean positive
You
reaction?
don't remember that line that old Uncle Phil said in the ring about rolling the tide? Oh, now you act like
Oh,
we didn't cheer for
oh, yeah, I did forget he made a little Alabama nod. I'm all right with it. He got
that.
maybe one bonus point with me, but I'm glad LA Knight came out and cooked it. Well, they got a mouse pissing on a cotton ball pop in that arena, and then the house came unglued for LA Knight. Probably the only guy who rivaled Roman's pop the entire night.
Yeah. He had a lot of merch, man. He had a lot of merch. There was a lot of signs that said his name. Like he was over, man. Top 3 pops of the night.
And that's what made me think too, what I was alluding to earlier, that the crowd was a current fan crowd. Like you could just tell because he got such an enormous pop. And
Yeah.
I mean, he just had him in the palm of his hand. The whole line calling Top Dollar Uncle Phil, saying that about B-Fab. Then he gets in the
What
ring.
do you say, Micah?
Oh, well, he said something about
What do you say?
uh, who was corny.
Yeah. And then
And then he said, I think B-Fab. Well, no, hold on. He said something about, I think B-Fab's horny for LA Knight. But he said it better than me. I don't have that charisma like he does.
If you would have thrown a yeah, it would have been okay.
Okay, well, maybe next time.
Nah.
But anyways, LA Knight, I mean, he did his catchphrases. The people loved it. It just, lots of shirts, lots of signs. LA Knight, yeah, sections. Just all over the place. I don't know. They better strike quick. I saw a stat this week that he outsold everybody on the shop. Cody and Stone Cold and The Rock included, and they all have like 212 items on the shop or something, some crazy number. LA Knight has 14 items on the shop, and he outsold all of them.
Jeez. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, he legit has like 14, 16. It was less than 20 items. Meanwhile, Cody, Stone Cold, The Rock, all those guys who are selling merch like crazy. Roman have over 200, and he beat them all.
My God.
He's
Hey man, he's over.
that's all you can say. Like at the end of the day, he's over. You might think he's a copy of Stone Cold and The Rock, but it's working. He's selling merch. The people are tuning in for him. It sounded like a lot of people in that arena came to see him.
Do you think that they're making a mistake by not pulling the trigger on him?
Not yet, I don't think.
Yeah, because you got to remember, man, Steve Austin, when he cut that 316 promo, like June of 96,
Yes.
bro, he really didn't get no main event push until summer of 97.
No. And I can say, as somebody who's been watching all that recently, the Pillman stuff didn't happen until October, and that was a one-off because he wasn't even really doing anything with Pillman. They had like a stint on Superstars. Then going into Survivor Series, him and Brett had the feud. He was calling out Brett for a couple months, but it was Brett's return match. Brett wins, and then after that, Stone Cold kind of treaded water to Royal Rumble. He had like a main event match with maybe Mankind Taker, but nowhere near the Intercontinental title or the WWF title.
Yeah, he doesn't win the Intercontinental title until about mid-year of 97. He I don't think it took anything away from him. So I know people are anxious and people are very I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. People's attention spans aren't as good as it used to be. You know, man, people want something. They want instant gratification, and sometimes that's not always the right answer in professional wrestling. Sometimes you got to slow burn that thing. You know what I mean?
You know, I will say, if you had asked me before, I would have been on that train. They need to do something with I can't bank on him. I can't believe the title. But I think it's working holding it off because that makes the people want it that much more. Now, they don't need to hold it off for much longer, but I think what they have done has made it better. You know what I mean? Like, you come back to see your hero every week because he's just close enough to getting it, but he never can.
Yeah.
And I think that's working for him right now. And I don't know. Do you see him in the main event picture?
I am very curious as to what happens going forward, like the reactions he's getting. Because, bro, are we gonna get another like Daniel Bryan type revolt around Royal Rumble time?
I
We could.
mean, I
We
could see it.
man. I don't know, man. This like live reaction he's getting and the merch he's selling, these ain't fake numbers, man. People really, really like this guy. And I don't know, man. You know, the you know, white meat baby face that Cody's doing right now is working, but how long before people turn on him? You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fans are fickle, bro. It's gonna happen.
And I mean, just as we were talking about earlier, those white meat babyface characters, they have a shelf life.
Yeah.
Can they finagle some way to get him to Raw? Because I don't think he needs to be the one to dethrone Raw. That's not what I'm saying. But
he might have to.
yeah,
the way things are going, man.
the fans could pigeonhole him into it, and I wouldn't hate it because him on the mic is entertaining, and I think he's one of the better guys on the mic there.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him and Roman maybe at some point.
It's gonna be interesting, man. The reactions he's gonna keep getting and what they plan on doing going into Rumble. It's Triple H gonna have to put on his he's gonna have to put on his Shawn Michaels type booking hat, man. You know, Shawn Michaels is booking the Masterful show on NXT, but he's gonna have to figure something out, man. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but it'll be interesting to see.
I think. Do you think that they put the mid card title on him? Like, does that almost cool him off because they get that gratification, or do you hold it?
Is he too big for a mid card title at this point?
I don't know. He might be. I mean, Theory's
That's what
ice cold, but daggum, getting this.
Oh, bro, Theory, man. They've lost all confidence in him.
I
Like,
feel
you can
bad.
tell. Bro, like a couple weeks ago, man was on commentary. He was terrible on commentary. Like, he didn't add anything. He was flubbing lines. And then after that, they had him just sitting at ringside the next week. Like, no comment. He was right next to the commentary desk. They didn't even have any confidence to put him back on commentary the next week. And then the week after, they put him in the rafters. They put him in the rafters the next week. And then, bro, they've got Gunther to main event the dark match portion of the show. And Gunther's on Raw. They have no confidence in Theory whatsoever.
Do you think it's time for the old Theory? Well, no pun intended. We
I was
can't.
saying, that was good, man.
We can't miss you if you won't go away.
I don't know, man. I don't think they're gonna miss him when he goes away.
I just
did they ever really like him?
that's the thing. I was about to say that I don't think the people have ever really clung to him, but
No.
I don't know. Like, me and you have kind of seen something in him that he could be something one day, and he's got a look.
But
and
that's the whole appeal of him. Yo, he could be something. But then when you actually like watch him, he's not really doing anything to reinforce our feelings of what he could be. I don't know, man. I equate it to, you know who Mo Bamba is, Micah?
Oh, of course.
NBA player. People like the idea of him, and people fell in love with his potential. But then when you actually watched him play the games, he stunk. He never was that guy. But people fell in love with what he could have been. Maybe that's the theory. Maybe that's what Theory is right now. He's Mo Bamba.
I mean, it's kind of a good comparison. I almost hate how right you are with it.
Yeah, bro. He had so much hype. Remember that song, Mo Bamba?
Oh yeah. Not many people
everywhere.
get a hit song when they come into them.
Oh. No.
But I don't know. I feel bad for the guy, but the Cena match, like I told you a couple months ago, the Cena match ruined him.
Yeah. The before, where he had to carry the feud by himself, and then Cena shows up one week and then neuters him on the mic. Yeah. That killed him dead.
I think that was the like nail in the coffin. That was the peak, and it's just been a downhill slide since then that I can remember. Because we were reviewing then, and we were like, dude, Cena just killed this guy. Where does he go from here? And
you know what? It would have redeemed them if they would have had a good match at WrestleMania, but they didn't.
Yep. That Cena looked like a sack of himself.
Yeah. Like he was just there to collect the check, man. He just felt like he was checked out. Like he didn't care.
So I don't know if Santos beats Theory this week. I won't hate it, but
nobody would care.
Yeah,
nobody would care.
And I don't think it gets the United States Championship over anymore. So if you put LA Knight in that spot, it might be a good thing. But does he keep how over he is by getting the United States Championship? Or do they keep building to it and getting him, hype going into the Rumble? But then is that going to screw you if Cody wins and then the people are going to be pissed that LA Knight didn't win? Like you said, Triple H has got a task.
Yeah, it's possible. He needs to win that Slim Jim Battle Royal, though.
Oh, I'm almost positive he is. If he doesn't, that's a dumb decision. I can understand if you don't strap him up right now, but the Battle Royale, there's nobody. Nah.
It'll deflate the building if he doesn't win.
Yeah, I can only imagine, man. They were pissed at Money in the Bank. Brees got booze, but not heat booze, like go away heat.
Yeah. And they were booing the hometown guy with Butch over LA Knight.
Yeah.
They love him, man. Remember Saudi Arabia? Bro, they were chanting him. He wasn't even on the show. They were chanting for his name.
I think that's when Triple H realized, because he was there, like, in the midst of it. Well, SmackDown carried on, sadly, because his next part drug a little bit. Nah, I'm playing. It was okay in the building. On TV, I skipped this next part. But it was just kind of, the women had a match. It was okay. Charlotte, Bianca, I like seeing them. Chelsea and Sonya are good for their gimmick, but to be involved with the main event women, I don't know. I also didn't like them taking a loss when they just won the title. Carl Anderson versus Karrion Kross.
He had a cool entrance.
An amazing entrance for a guy who sucks so much pond water.
Yeah, they give that guy everything. And then the bell rings. Scarlett looked good, though.
Oh, well, I knew you were going to say that. That's all you wanted to see. You were glad that they were going to be on the show.
And that was one of the reasons I went. I don't know about you, Mike.
Well, what do you think doesn't work for Kross? That presentation is next level.
It is, but he's just bland, bro. He's so bland. Like, he's a big dude, but he's not really like, I don't know. He's not really built like Boogs. You know, he's kind of tall. He's tall-ish, but he doesn't really have a Ultimate Warrior physique. You know what I mean, man? And they stop and start push him so much.
Do you think if he was not skinny fat, it would be better?
Yeah. He is built like that. I don't know, man. And then his moveset's kind of bland. I don't know. It's just some guys just aren't meant for the main event scene, bro.
Yeah.
I think Scarlett could be a big star, though.
So, okay, is he Mark Marrow then?
I would rather Mark Marrow at this point, bro.
Yeah. Hey, he had a cool 450.
And a great moonsault, too.
That, too.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks that he never got it, because I don't know, like, watching 96, Mark Marrow's a cool wrestler. I couldn't see him in the world title picture. Like, mid-card, upper mid-card guy, I like Mark Marrow. And I really don't even think Sable's, like, crazy pretty. But, you know, people like what they like.
Oh, bro, they went wild for Sable in the 90s.
I don't understand it. Sonny's prettier to me. Was.
About to say, man, I don't know, man. I haven't seen recent pictures of either. I couldn't tell you, but man, sometimes they want new, and Sable was new. And they put her half. They put her half naked every week. That helped too.
Well, I mean, it was a different time.
Yeah, I would have tuned in.
But for the main event, Grayson Waller, main event Jey Uso, it spawned in a backstage segment that happened earlier. Grayson saying that he was going to make Jey after SummerSlam with his Grayson Waller effect. Grayson Waller got a negative pop coming out. There was one kid in the section next to us, and he just looked like the most, like, everybody listening right now, I need you to close your eyes, unless you're driving. Obviously, don't close your eyes then.
Okay.
And imagine the most prototypical Grayson Waller fan that you could imagine in your mind. It's like a 14-year-old kid with like blonde hair, kind of messy, and he just got like gym shorts on and like a graphic tee, and he loves Logan Paul and the Paul brothers and boxing.
Oh, come on.
This is the prototypical Grayson Waller fan. And he was standing up. He was the only one standing up for Grayson Waller's entrance, and he was locked in recording it on his phone.
Grayson Waller's music sucks too. Can we just point that out?
Everything about him sucks. His gear sucks. He's
kind of athletic. I mean,
well, yeah, but so is like everybody in WWE at this point.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It feels like Diet Miz. And I
Mm.
love the Miz, but I don't know. It feels like he's what'd you call him? A Disney villain?
Yes,
Nickelodeon villain? You said,
Nickelodeon villain.
yeah. It just I'm not seeing it yet, man. I know they're high on him. He's building
Why?
something with The Rock. I don't know, man. He's building something with The Rock online. I've been hearing rumblings that he might have a talk show segment on SummerSlam. So who knows what that's gonna pertain to, bro? And I also heard that it has nothing to do with anything what we're just talking about. But Kid Rock is gonna have a live performance at SummerSlam. Who asked for that?
Only
Who
if he
asked for Kid?
plays ball with the ball. That's all I want to hear.
Bro, I don't want to hear any live music on SummerSlam. Bro, they cut Becky and Trish from SummerSlam, but we got enough time for Grayson Waller and Kid Rock, huh? Come on, man.
Well, he's from Michigan. I don't know why.
I don't
I don't
want
know
to.
why I'm trying to defend Kid Rock, but I'm really
Terrible.
pigeonholing myself here. Well, don't you remember last year he was at SummerSlam and there was some
Was he?
girl there with him? Yeah, he was in the stands. And there was some lady there with him. She's famous from something. I just don't know what. But they started like making out on camera and they panned away so fast.
Remember Undertaker came out to one of his songs
Yeah.
when he came back for the anniversary of Raw.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Maybe.
Having a rolling.
Yeah. Well, I think Limp Bizkit, they probably don't want to license that music. They don't have the relationship with Limp Bizkit that they do with Kid Rock. But I prefer Rollin' to any Taker entrance music, other than obviously the Boom. But
Regardless, I don't want to see Kid Rock on my wrestling show in 2023. I didn't want to see Kid Rock on my wrestling show in 2003.
or just any live music, actually.
Has there ever been? No, I'm sure there's been some great live performances, but I
It's
don't know, man.
it's different when they play the wrestler to the ring rather
Yeah,
than
yeah.
just coming out and
Well,
performing on the stage.
Well, hold up now. MGK, he got powerbombed through through a table by Kevin Owens after his live performance. That was pretty cool.
Well, that's only good because he got power bombed though.
Well, it's beside the point. Point is, man, I don't know what the point is. How did we get to Kid Rock?
Grayson Waller and main event Jey Uso were main eventing here. The match was okay. I really just wanted to see the Bloodline folks, but after the match, Roman and Solo gang assaulted Jay and left him in a bloody pulp. No, not really, but they just beat the dog piss out of him and until they air. That's right. Oh no, we gotta get out of here and help him. He's been laying in the ring for 15 minutes, but we just got out here now.
Well, Jay did hit a spear on Roman that got a massive pop.
That's true. It did. It was a good segment. I act like I'm hating on it. For real. I enjoyed it. And after the cameras went off, Charles Robinson tried to like break it up, and Roman jumped at him, and Charles just fell back and rolled out of the ring.
I like Charles.
Good dude. Lil Nate. He's been doing it for a while.
He top 3.
Yeah. Well, speaking of top 3, though, Roman and the Bloodline was definitely the highlight of the show. LA Knight stuff was really good. The middle stuff drug. It wasn't like awful by any means.
Yeah.
But
then Shinsuke and Gunther kind of phoned it in.
Oh, yeah. Not, we could have beat traffic. Did all right with it.
Yeah.
Pretty good show of SmackDown. The online reviews weren't crazy about it, but I don't know. Being there live is always different, and we've talked about it many times, but who would have told me that I would drove 4 hours basically just to see Roman? That's a crazy statement to say like 3 or 4 years ago. But I had a lot of fun. The atmosphere in the arena was great, and I would definitely do it again. SmackDown is arguably my favorite TV taping that I've been to. Now that we've been to all of them minus Collision.
Oh well, yeah. About to say, hold your rating because we got a Collision on Saturday.
That's true. But we went to that Raw. The Raw sucked pond water. The Dynamite was solid. And we were a little closer for that one too. But I don't know, man. I think wrestling is obviously better live, but I just really enjoyed that episode. Even my wife doesn't really care for the WWE product. Really enjoyed going.
Yeah, man, and it's one of the few times Roman, like, he doesn't do a lot of shows nowadays, so unless it's like somewhere like a Los Angeles or a New York City, he'll do those shows. But seeing Roman live in a dump of a town as New Orleans, I mean, that was a pretty good experience, man.
It's just a heel to the whole city now.
Well, bro, did they recover from Katrina? I'm wondering.
I don't know. It just
didn't look like it.
It just was not good. Even like when we got to the Smoothie King Center, it was just still a lot of muck.
Well, I will give them their flowers. They had a smoothie in the Smoothie King Center.
Hey, you're right about that one.
Yeah.
I got the what was it, the kiwi strawberry? Did you get the Wow, what was the one?
I think I got an angel food or something. I don't know, man. It was gas.
Yeah, that was the one Hannah got, and it was better than mine, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But let's move on. I don't know how we spend an hour. Well, we didn't spend the whole hour on SmackDown, but we spent a long time on SmackDown. But we were there live, though, so, we had to soak up the moment. But we're going to have to soak up the moment again on Saturday, so you'll have to bear with us next week. But for this week, AEW Collision, July 28th. Probably not the easiest of the collisions to watch the whole thing through. I skipped some stuff.
Yeah.
I still like the show because of the stuff that I do like, I really liked. But this was probably the weakest episode of Collision, in my opinion, even though it was one of the highest in the ratings.
Wow.
I just didn't... Buddy and Andrade, I didn't really care for.
I skipped it.
I skimmed through it.
Bro, it didn't need a ladder match. I don't care about these guys.
Yeah, the feud's not my favorite. It's been going on too long. And
the Miro. Yeah, and then the Miro stuff where he got attacked by the other Solo. I didn't care for that. I don't want to see him feud with QT. And then what else we had? The women's segment. I don't even remember what happened. What happened with the women's segment?
Was it Mercedes versus Kiera Hogan?
Yeah, I skipped it. I can't lie, man. I'd have no interest in any of those ladies.
Mercedes is good, but they just haven't booked her well.
Is she?
She's good in the ring.
Is she? I don't know, man. I've seen her in WWE. I didn't see it. But I'll take your word for it, man. But yeah, we had that, and I remember what else. Samoa Joe had a squash match.
He beat Gravity.
I liked the part where he did the little, when a guy goes for a dive and he just kind of walks away casually. Yeah, that was pretty much the whole match for me. That made it. But other than that, man, they had a good promo. I like the promo.
Yeah.
I know you probably didn't like it because it had your mortal enemy in it.
Oh, good God. It's the reason that we're going this Saturday.
No, you want to go see Phil Brooks. You don't care for Ricky Starks. We all know that. We've heard it. Like, you buried him 2 weeks ago.
You buried his city. So what's that say about you?
Is he from there?
Yeah. Look at you now. Now you feel bad.
Well, he knew it was a dump. That's why he moved.
I don't think he did. Nah, I don't know if he did or not, but regardless, I'm not going to let you besmirch my name and the good name of Ricky Starks. There was two things
You
I
did.
liked on Collision. I did not. You don't have any proof.
I was there.
I wasn't even there. It was Owen. CM Punk came out with Tony Schiavone, and he was talking about the fact that he never lost his world title, and it's time for him to, start. What did he say? I said I was going to be mean when I got here, so it's time to start doing that. I don't know what he actually said, but that's just, off the top of my head. And he's got the bag with him that he's been carrying since the beginning, and he opens it up and pulls out the AEW World Championship that he never lost. He said it still got his blood from Chicago when he won it last year, beating Jon Moxley. And he takes some spray paint out and X's out the main plate, which happened to be right over the E. Wink, wink.
Interesting.
And then Ricky Starks comes out to give him a piece of his mind. They had a great back and forth. And Ricky said that he deserves a shot for the world title if Punk claims that he's the world champion. And so they said next week it'll be Punk versus Ricky Starks. Punk blames his losses on the referees, though, and said that if he's going to give Ricky a chance, it's going to be with a referee of his choice. So the special guest referee would be Ricky the Dragon Steamboat this Saturday. Good segment, great segment even. I really enjoyed both guys. Ricky's getting a lot better on promos. Punk has always had the gift of gab and never sours to me. I like the storyline that they're going with. I wonder for the future what's going on, but I'll let you get your piece out first.
Yeah, man, I don't know how I feel about CM Punk putting that X over the E. I don't know. That feels a little gimmick infringement to me. That's the NXT title that has the big X in the middle.
On.
I don't know about that. You might get a letter in the mail from one Jerry McDevitt, but I digress. How do you feel about CM Punk bringing up this championship stuff and MJF not mentioning it at all? Like, bro, he is not. Why is it that MJF hasn't addressed that?
I think maybe they're trying to play it off like MJF's too happy-go-lucky right now to notice it, but
that makes no sense, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm just saying, I think in their mind, that's what they're thinking. Because to me, if somebody said, "Oh well, I'm the greatest wrestling podcaster in the world," I might take offense to that because I know the kind of show we run here. But am I just going to keep recording and just go about my day? No, I'm gonna challenge them.
You got to address your enemies, though, Micah. You can't just let him claim that. But
Exactly.
my point is, though, man, if he's the world champion, MJF, and somebody else is claiming to be the real world champion, I don't know, man. It's kind of like a loophole they didn't think about, or I don't know. It's just nonsensical. And another nonsensical thing that happened. How did Punk know that, or Phil Brooks? How did Phil Brooks know that Ricky Starks was going to accept his challenge? He already had Ricky Steamboat lined up as special guest referee. And how does Schiavone know that that Ricky Steamboat was going to be the referee? You remember he said, Schiavone, you want to tell him who the referee? How did Schiavone know? Was he in the booking meeting or something? What happened there?
I can't.
That made no sense. That made no sense. And nobody's talking about it. That made no sense.
I can vouch for Mr. One Phil Brooks lots, but this time I don't really have an answer because it was kind of hokey to me. I can look past it because most of his stuff isn't hokey, but Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, that aspect of it. And I guess we can tie this in with what we were going to talk about on Dynamite too, but they announced the main event for the Wembley Stadium show, not on this show, but
Terrible,
on Dynamite. It was going to be MJF versus Adam Cole.
terrible, terrible decision.
I,
This is the biggest show you ever run in AEW, and you put on the dancing duo as the main event when Punk is your Phil Brooks. Phil Brooks is literally your biggest star, and he is the uncrowned world champion, and you have the other world champion on the show. Why not have those guys face off against each other? Terrible, bro. Terrible decision.
I agree.
Like all in's getting shortchanged, bro, for All Out. Because All Out's in Chicago. So I'm sure we're gonna have Punk MJF there, but it should be Punk MJF in Wembley, 80,000 people. Nobody cares about Adam Cole, man. I'm sorry. I know he has fans out there. He has a little Twitch channel, but bro, I don't want to see him main event the biggest show AEW's ever run. He's not that guy, man. It's just, I don't know. It's a waste of MJF and Punk. Yeah. I don't understand, man.
It's gonna be Revolution 2022 all over again. I mean, we were both there. You remember how it was when Adam Cole main evented that pay-per-view over CM Punk.
Yeah, bro. I feel like they didn't put their best foot forward because they already sold 75,000 plus tickets, so you really don't have to do that. But I just feel like you're shortchanging the fans by doing that on the smaller show. If they even do it, they might not even do it. I don't know.
I mean, I would think, but that's why I don't know if we talked about it in detail on the show, but I'm pretty sure we've talked about it off the show. My booking for this was to have MJF and Punk, because they could have done this when Punk came back. I understand maybe you take a month, let Punk do his return feud or whatever with Ricky. That's fine. But there's a month from All In. You could have used this month to build Punk and MJF back up. It wouldn't take a long time because their promos are going to be great. They were last time. There's already established history there because it's the greatest feud in AEW history. And you build...
Micah, over the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite.
I could hear the chirping from Elite fans in my ear, but not even about that. More of the, what about the saga of Hangman Adam Page, or when Kenny and Hangman had a tag team match versus the Young Bucks?
Is that your Excalibur impression?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, might as well be, because he's stroking them too.
Oh, man.
Regardless, Punk and MJF is the best feud in AEW history. I don't care. Argue with the wall.
Yeah.
So if you put that on the main event of Wembley Stadium, that's the best match they can make. The only thing I think they could do otherwise is going to be Punk versus Omega. If they're going to go down this road.
I don't think they go that route. It doesn't look like they're going that route.
But then who does Punk face? There's a month. He's not going to face Ricky again, is he?
I was just about to say, I think it might be Ricky again, man.
I just think that's preposterous to keep this one going for a month, because Punk's going to win Saturday. I'm pretty sure. And then what? Or are they going to have MJF running two separate feuds on two separate shows, and then he's going to fight Punk all out? Like, that just doesn't make sense.
That's doubtful. Bro, maybe it's us. I think the AEW fans like the combination of Cole and MJF, but I don't like all the tomfoolery, man. My main event scene. I don't know, man. It's just not for me.
I actually like the feud pairing, whatever you want to call it. I like the angle. It's more, well, for the most part.
Okay.
I can look past some of it just because MJF stuff's usually good, but I can't buy MJF and Cole for 80,000 people. Like, this
No.
is more than Hogan and Andre. And Adam Cole is going to be in that main event? I like the guy. He seems like a very nice guy outside of the ring, and he's a great upper mid-carder. But in a major promotion with 80,000 people, I don't see this. And
why couldn't they just switch Ricky and Adam? You should have gave Ricky Starks this program with MJF and had Adam Cole do this whole thing on Collision with CM Punk, man.
Honestly, would have been all right with that.
Yeah.
And then you could have ran it back, because have MJF screw Punk at All In, run it back at All Out, have Punk go over, or vice versa, whatever you want to lead. Have Punk win it for a week, have MJF win it back from him. I don't care, but that was the best thing you could do, because you're not going to be able to build another match 1 week later, one Saturday later.
Yeah. Bro, let me ask you something, and then we'll probably move on. But do you think Cole turns on MJF now?
Maybe. Did you see the video floating around of how he hugged Roddy?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Wrestling fans they got too much time on their hands, but that's besides what I mean. I say that as we're recording a podcast, but
yeah. I'm starting to think he's going to turn on MJF now, man. I think they're going to keep MJF babyface.
I could see it because Punk's kind of heel-ish.
But they're not even on the same show anymore, so they don't really have anything to worry about.
Well, yeah, but MJF can work Collision. Just Punk can't work Dynamite.
Yeah, but when he's there, he doesn't address CM Punk saying that he's the world champion. So it's like they're in two separate worlds at this point.
Oh no, MJF got locked into the Codyverse.
I think Phil Brooks is in his own universe.
the Philverse.
Yeah, we gotta work on that.
Yeah, that one didn't fly off the tongue. But what did fly off the tongue was the next match, the main event. Speaking of, we'll just hit on it real quick because it involves the two guys that we were just talking about. FTR versus MJF and Cole. We've kind of already, blew the finish for the podcast this week, or the end of the week crap. But, a good match. FTR retained. It had really good demo numbers and numbers for the show. After the match, it was good because you didn't know what was going to happen. I thought they telegraphed it too much to the point that you pretty much were sure that they were going to be together. But I'm okay with it. I'm glad the FTR won. They finally figured out that, oh my God, FTR got over last year by working matches. What should we do to keep them over on TV? Oh my God, wrestle!
Dang, Micah, don't get hot about it.
Well, I'm hot about it because there's no reason the FTR was as hot as they were last year, and they were a fart in the wind towards the end of the year, or towards the beginning of this year. And,
They didn't have a contract, man. Contract's coming up.
Well, still, though, I don't know.
I was fine with it.
Get
him off the show.
No, you just don't like Dax. What it was was that when the Young Bucks were tag champs, they got FTR chanted out of the building. That's what it was.
Who even remembers that?
Me. I was watching it live.
And I'm sure the Elite remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care. Keep them off the show, in my opinion. Bring back the Bang Bang Boys. Bring them guys back.
I think they were on the show again this week in like a 6-man.
I didn't watch.
They were locked in, so they're on the show every week. I'm all right. I mean, I like them guys, but daggum.
Bro, I was just advocating for them to be on the show, and then they were actually on the show. I didn't watch.
And it wasn't even Jay White for once. It was Juice and the Guns.
Oh yeah, they wrestled Vikingo and more
Andretti
luchadors.
and yeah, flippy
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. That happened.
Insert 3 flippy guys. Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Any combination.
Yeah, that happened.
But what'd you think about the match? I liked it. It wasn't.
It was fine. Yeah, it was okay.
It wasn't them versus the Bullet Club, obviously, but it didn't have to be.
Nah, it was there. It served its purpose, man. It was storyline, to push the narrative of Cole and MJF. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this pairing. I don't like the comedy stuff, man. I don't like the two grown men hugging. I don't know, man. It feels too. I don't know, man. Like Nickelodeon. It just ain't for me, man. I don't know. I don't like it.
Or like real people don't act like this.
No, grown men don't act like this, man. I don't know. MJF is entertaining everything he does, but when you got Adam Cole with you, I can't take it serious.
Mentally checked
and they
out.
can't take it. Yeah, and they can't take it serious either because they'll break off into a dance routine, backstage segment where they're, going to the gym or something, which we know never happens in the case of Adam Cole.
But God forbid Dax cut a promo saying that he loves this business because that's me and you argued about that because that's just worse than MJF and Adam Cole dancing in the ring, huh?
Bro, if that was my two options, if those were on separate channels and I had to pick one, I'd probably just turn the TV off for the night.
You just can't appreciate good wrestling.
I can. I just don't want it from those guys.
Why do you have such a disdain for FTR for no reason? Like you
Dax.
just don't like Dax as a person.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like Dax because he runs his mouth, and I don't like Adam Cole because he doesn't go to the gym, man. I don't know.
Well,
that was collision.
I mean, I can't because we already argued about this like for a couple hours a couple weeks ago.
I go to the gym every night. I don't want to hear any excuse from Adam Cole.
Okay, well that's fair.
All
right, but you run your mouth. So what's wrong with Dax doing it?
Oh well, man, he says the same. He loves this business. He loves his wife. He loves his kids, and he points to his temple every single promo. And then with the other jabroni, I forget his name, Dash Wilder, whatever his name is.
Cash.
AEW. I don't know his name. What's his name?
Cash Wheeler.
Yeah, okay. Whatever that ridiculous name he has. What? He just stands there in the background.
Cash Wilder is so much better.
Well, at least that's an actual name.
What?
What Christian name have you heard? Whose name is Cash?
I went to school with a dude named Cash.
Come on, man. Quit lying.
No, I'm dead serious.
Quit lying to the listeners. Quit lying to the listeners, man. Well, look, regardless, man, he just stands in the background while Dax says the same thing over and over again. It's tiresome.
But when
he runs his mouth on Twitter. He runs his mouth on Twitter too.
But when you tell me that Cody Rhodes is potentially top 10 for you all time, So forget Dax because he talks about loving the business and his family, and that's just awful. But I'm supposed to believe you when you tell me that you think Cody's top 10 all time.
Well, call me when he has record-breaking numbers on Monday Night Raw, or when he can sell out arenas like one Cody Runnels can do. Dax wishes he could do that. I mean, if he breaks up from the other jabroni, what is he gonna do? He's just gonna be another guy on the roster. Meanwhile, Cody breaks up from Ted DiBiase Jr. and he goes on a run of a lifetime, being dashing Cody Rhodes.
I think Dax could be fine by himself.
Really?
I really do.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on, man. We're lying.
Anyways, we're far off on a tangent. Let's move on to Sunday. Maybe they'll win you over this Saturday, but anyways, Sunday.
Doubtful. Doubtful.
Sunday was NXT Great American Bash, and you watched most of it, or I think you watched all of it actually.
I skipped a couple things.
Well, I tuned in as per your request. I think this is the first NXT show I've watched, and in like a whole match in I don't know, maybe since
Black and Gold.
I was about to say maybe since Bo Dallas was there.
Come on, man. Dolph Ziggler had a run in NXT. You didn't watch anything?
Well, you know, a couple times.
That's what kind of fan you are.
No, a couple times I did try to turn on the TV to watch it, but yeah, you know, have you ever like just dropped your remote and then the dog comes running in and
no, come on.
Well, you know, I gotta look at my phone and TikTok's just right there and the remote slips and you accidentally click, you know, Dark Side of the Ring or
okay then. Well, he had a run there. I figured you watched some of it. But...
I saw clips.
Okay.
When it comes to NXT, I'm the casual wrestling fan. I just see the clips on Twitter and I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. And then I keep scrolling. But hey, man, Great American Bash, the main event, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. Really good. I was pleasant. Yeah, easy for me to say. God almighty, that was a tongue twister. Pleasantly surprised because this is the first full match I've watched from either of these guys ever. And yeah, I really like Carmelo. I think he's got a bright future because he just has it factor. I don't know. There's some people you can just tell. You know, we talked about Theory earlier. I thought he had it. I don't know. Carmelo, though, he's got a charisma. He's got good in-ring work. The people seem to like him. Ilya's cool. He doesn't like he has that charisma, but he's really good in the ring. If he was 6'2", I think he would be upper mid-card, but because of his height, he is where he is. I don't know. I thought it was a solid main event. I think you seem a little less high on it, but that's probably because you've seen better from NXT, and I was just kind of fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Melo always says, you know, Melo don't miss. He had a good match, man. But it wasn't his best, and it wasn't Ilya's best. These guys, but they went out there and they had a pretty good main event for a developmental show. I'll just say that. But I think the real story of the night, man, came with Baron Corbin versus Gable Steveson. Did you watch that, Micah?
I didn't catch it, but you did tell me a little bit about it, so I'll let you.
Jeez Louise. Man, I had such high hopes for Gable. And I don't know, man. He was not ready for this moment. He looked like a deer in headlights out there. Especially his entrance was so unspectacular. He got tepid reaction coming out. His gear looked like garbage. He just did a bunch of suplexes throughout the match. And the crowd turned on him, man. They were cheering Baron Corbin. And do you know how bad you have to be to get cheered, to get booed over Baron Corbin?
I was about to say that. Bro,
it was sad. And my man has been signed with WWE for a good 2 years now. Like, has he not been training? I don't understand, man. And then the match ended in a double countout, Micah. A double countout on TakeOver? That has never happened. But it happened on Sunday, man. It was uncomfortable to watch, man. And the fans have a predisposed opinion to Gable because of past, transgressions he had. We're not going to get into right now, but I just felt bad for this guy, man. And then I saw a quote from Booker T Yeah, I don't know if you listened to his podcast, but he was talking about Gable, and he said he's certainly no Kurt Angle, and I don't know if he has the work ethic to be a Kurt Angle, which is ouch. Jeez. That he said that publicly, man. Like, and Booker, man, he ain't just some, old timer that don't watch anything anymore. He is a NXT commentator. He runs his own training program in Houston. So he sees guys, come through that has it and that doesn't have it. And he just flat out said that Gable Steveson doesn't have the work ethic. I don't know, man. This just was not a good week for Gable Steveson because he got booed the week before in the NXT arena from the live audience cutting a promo. So I don't know, man. This was not the best first impression to the NXT audience for one Gable Steveson, the Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson, I might add.
I like I said, I saw a couple clips. People are definitely predisposed to him. I don't really want to get into it because I wasn't there. I don't know. I haven't done my research into it. But,
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was listening to Busted Open and Shawn Michaels was on there talking about him. And he made a comment that I can't remember the exact quote, but it was kind of the same thing that Booker said, where it was like, Shawn kind of has to stay on him, maybe. I want to say it was something like maybe he thinks he's better than he is. Something like that, but to hear Shawn say that, like a slight dig at him, and then Booker say that, and what happened on Sunday? I don't know. They were high on Parker Dro too, but we see where that went.
Yeah, but this guy was supposed to be the next guy. He's an Olympic gold medalist, which is the second time they've hired one of those. And the first time they hired one of those, he turned out to be arguably top 10 all time. And this guy so far, man, it's not a good first impression. And especially when you look at Logan Paul, a guy that really had no prior relationship to the business. And his first match, he has a great showing with Miz in a tag match. And then his first singles match, he has a great showing against, what was his first singles match against? Roman or something? I don't know, man. But like the complete opposite reaction with Gable, man. He just did not look comfortable on television doing this in front of that many people.
Like I said, I didn't watch it. I want to say Shawn's comments because I think it's obviously important. He said, and I'm quoting this from Wrestle Talk, like right now, but I'm pretty sure that this is from Busted Open because, reading this back, it sounds familiar. He said, I've only had a short amount of encounters with him, but I will say one thing you can see right away. He's a premier athlete. He's very confident, very ability, and in his line of work, most doesn't try that hard to be as good as he is. It pretty much comes naturally. Skipping ahead a little bit, he's been training. I think he's really goal. Ago, I asked him, hey, can we move on him and the green light? We're very excited to see what he brings to the table. I mean, he's obviously a big name, a brand name, and certainly in a different space, but we're hoping that he adapts a Kurt Angle. There's something that I think he takes, or that's something that I think he takes seriously, and he's going to learn to sink or swim this Sunday at Great America. So
he sank to the bottom of the lake, man. He was down, like really down.
With a concrete block on his foot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, Shawn didn't necessarily say anything negative, but it wasn't positive either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, it just, man. I want him to do well, man, because you can tell he is a premier athlete.
Yeah.
But it didn't translate to the audience on Sunday.
Or maybe he just needs a little more time to cook. I don't know.
Well, hold up before we move on, man. I got the Booker T quote right here.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm getting this from, but Booker T's on Gable Steveson. He ain't no Kurt Angle. Angle came in and he was willing to really fall in and dive into learning the business. I'm on the fence with this kid. I don't think he's bought in yet. Ouch.
Especially not good coming from your commentator.
Yeah. And a guy that runs a training program.
Yeah. Who's been pretty successful with it. Like Zilla Fatu is there. Oh.
Yeah, man. A lot of guys came through Booker T's training program.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. The court's not out on him yet. But well, I should phrase that.
The jury. Jury's not out.
Oh well, I don't know if we can use that one either.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Maybe
the case
maybe
isn't
Kurt
closed.
Oh, come
well,
on.
we can't use that.
All right, man. Kurt Angle set the bar way too high. Maybe that's what it is.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, I did want to mention from the Carmelo Ilya match, the spot where Ilya was coming off the top and Carmelo reversed it with basically a code breaker and Ilya sold it like $1 million was really cool. And then Carmelo climbs the top and he goes, you know, the thing.
Okay.
What's he call it?
Yeah.
Just finish the move.
Wait a minute. You mean Carmelo's finishing move?
Yeah. You know the one.
Oh, nothing but net. Is
there
that what it's
we
called?
go.
The little leg drop thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was going for it, but Ilya caught him and he was supposed to power bomb him, but he kind of just threw him off and he landed straight on his upper shoulders, neck area, but it was nasty. I don't know. That spot just really, I was like, oh my God. And then Ilya did that back to him. Just blown away. But it was really good. I don't know. Maybe because it was my first experience watching both of them, I was more blown away than you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't like match of the year or anything. I just mean maybe for a developmental company.
Yeah, and I like Ilya, man. He reminds me of Darby. He's small, but he lays his stuff in.
Yeah. Moving to the August 2nd edition of Dynamite. This show was rotten. It was the episode 200. I did not very much enjoy it. Skipped a lot of it. But I did want to mention one thing. RVD showed up.
Oh, okay. All right. I was there for that.
It was rumored that he was going to show up for All In, and then Jack Perry obviously came out anti-ECW shtick because he's the FTW champion. Jerry Lynn comes out and says, well, I can't do anything about it, but I have a buddy who can. And
can he?
We're going to see. I don't know. Well, let me finish this, and I got something to say. RVD comes out to his old ECW theme song, Walk by Pantera. Personally, I would have preferred One of a Kind, just because that's what I grew up on, but, Tony's a big ECW guy. I think RVD still looked good.
He looked like RVD, but hey, man, I'm never going to say RVD is a bad thing, but bro, RVD's defending the honor of ECW, a company that went out of business 22 years ago. Can you imagine during the Attitude Era that somebody like, I don't know, Triple H or somebody started calling out Vern Gagne? Could you imagine that?
I think it's a hard comparison, though.
Is it? Bro, that happened. Were you even born when ECW went out of business?
That's beside the point.
Okay, all right.
No, I was not. I think that it's different because, yeah, okay, if Triple H was doing it in 1999, 20 years ago, that'd be 79, 78, 70. That wasn't like, that was more territories and not major
ECW
national.
was a territory.
Yeah, but it was pretty national.
Oh, come on, man. Stop it.
And
They weren't getting. Come on, stop it. They were on national television for not even a year before they got thrown off of that television show for Monday Night Raw.
but
So,
people
come on, man.
knew about ECW. They were on Raw.
I don't know if they were. I don't know if a lot of people, like maybe casual wrestling fans, did not know about ECW.
I mean, I just feel like that comparison's
man.
not fair, personally. I see your point, and that it's a little hokey, but
Yeah.
I think that comparison isn't completely fair.
I don't know. I like RVD, man, but I don't know how I feel about Jack Perry suddenly having a beef with ECW. I don't know about this.
Well,
Was he even, what was he, like 6 years old when ECW went out of business?
Maybe might not even been that. I can look it up real quick, but I think it's more defending his friends than it is defending ECW.
It's stupid.
I mean, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but I think it's cool to see RVD.
I like RVD. He's one of my all-time favorites, but bro, I feel like I remember reading a story about him having like problems with his memory and his eyesight because of all the concussions he's had. Like, is RVD in the ring in 2023 a good idea?
It'll be fine.
Are we sure?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, just trust me. Trust me, bro.
Jungle Boy would have been. What year were you born?
98.
How old would you have been? 2001.
It was spring 2001, so I wasn't even 3 yet, man.
Jungle Boy would have been like 4.
Okay. There you go.
Well, okay. I saw a clip earlier of 10 months ago, RVD and Konosuke Takeshita wrestling on an indie show. And RVD still moves pretty well, so I'll give it a chance. We'll see this week. We'll come back and review it. I don't hate it.
Hold up now. I just typed in RVD CTE, and the first thing that pops up is Rob Van Dam reveals CTE diagnosis. God dang, bro. Are we sure he should be in the ring at this point? Are we sure?
I don't know. That spin kick looked pretty cool yesterday.
Okay, all right, I give you that. That did look pretty cool.
I mean, he'll be all right. Just, you know, take care of him.
Okay.
I mean, how bad is the CTE?
He said he's had over 100 concussions in his career.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, do you think he passed the like a do they do like impact tests in AEW? Or they do got to clear by the doctors before you can wrestle, or they don't really care over there.
I mean, I'm sure they do to a point. You know, Hangman
Bro,
had to quit.
They let Sting back in the ring, bro. They don't care. They let Matt Hardy wrestle after he
Oh God, yeah,
on concrete.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
He said, usually it shakes off after a few seconds, but like, bam, I smack my head, my equilibrium. Whoa,
Oh my!
Give me a minute. I'll tell the referee. I feel good. I still got double vision, and I think it gets worse as the day goes on, but because my brain's tired or something, I don't know. Because from what I've heard, brain stimulation is bad for it, and I'm supposed to do nothing. Don't think, don't read, don't look at things. I think this was after he was already concussed.
Oh God.
Well, anyways, that spin kick looked really cool, though.
Oh yeah, I loved him when he was Mr. Monday Night's RVD. I love him then.
That's true. How high can he get on that frog splash? I still wonder.
Well, hey, bro, I think him and Matt Riddle could have been a pretty good tag team back in the day.
Get out of here. You see, I saw a report the other day that they're not wanting to push him that much because of his wild personal life. Made my day. That's the best news I've heard all week.
Oh, come on. I like Matt.
No, he's a poor man's RVD. No, he's a poor man's.
Come on.
No, you know what? He's just a poor man. Because I want to see him on my TV.
He's a very wealthy man. Come on.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but just poor wrestler. Nah, he's good.
No.
Poor character.
Oh man, I like him.
What do you like about him, though? His character sucks.
Come on, man. We gotta get into this. I like Matt Riddle. Me personally, man. He I don't know, man. He's charismatic, man.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
The minute I hear, bro, that just makes me cringe.
I got a soft spot for Matt Riddle, man. What you got a soft spot for what? Who's your guy? Swerve? I don't see that, but you somehow love Swerve all of a sudden.
I didn't say that I love Swerve. I just think he's all right.
No, you said he should be main event material, man.
I think he could be.
And so I'm the bad guy when I say Matt Riddle could be a possible main event of WrestleMania one day. I don't know.
You're insane. That is
not that outlandish to say that.
Okay, so is he going to kick his CGI animals out of WrestleMania too?
Okay. All right. Come on, man. Look, man, you don't know. He hasn't turned heel yet, so he could be, I don't know, he could be, maybe that's the character change he needs. Turn heel.
Well, I'm not waiting very long.
Oh, come on. I like Matt Riddle.
Well, we hope you like this show, because we're closing it up. We went a little long on this one. We somehow spent like way too long on SmackDown. But we hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check us out on media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Oh, or I'm sorry, not Twitter. X. Threads.
I heard X-Pac was going to change his name to Twitter Pac.
Oh my God. You know, he should. He should do that. or he should sue Elon Musk for copyright infringement.
All right. Okay. I'm in.
I'm down. You know what? Elon and Mark Zuckerberg were going to fight in a cage. Let's have X-Pac versus Elon Musk in a ring.
Where does that leave the X-Men? Whose side are they on?
Just a Wolverine walking down to the ramp. Whose side's he on? Anyways, I don't know. We're bad about tangents. Check us out. X, Facebook, the dying thing that is Threads, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, X, or Twitter, whichever you still have on your phone, since I felt like mentioning it twice. YouTube will be in South Carolina this Saturday for Collision. So if you see us, even though you don't know what we look like on Twitter, or you at least know what I look like, come shake our hand, tell us your. We enjoy all of our fans. We have an Audible link on our Twitter. Make sure you go check that out. Free month for Audible Premium Plus up to 2 free audio books. Link is in our Twitter. It's on the front page. It's the newest post. Go check that out. Get you a free month. We enjoy all our listeners, so we want to give back to you guys sponsorship with Audible. And lastly, we'll be back next week with our review for the in-between time. We hope you have a great week. Be safe. Peace.